الله أكبر الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Welcome to Qur'an with the youth. Our today's program will cover Surah Al-Buruj bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. First of all, anyone knows the meaning of Al-Buruj? Al-Buruj,
The constellation stars.
yes, it refers to the stars. Do you know any that stars have anything to do with Islam? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks many times in the Quran about the stars.
Story of Yusuf alayhi salam.
Okay, alayhi salatu wasalam, yes, indeed. What did you say to this? Anything else to do with the star?
Beating stars. Stars that beat. I don't know.
Oh, Al-Tariq, yes, yeah, Al-Tariq. Allah also referred to Surah Al-Tariq. But there is a purpose in stars.
Oh, is it the shayateen?
Yes,
The jinns?
yes, yes. And why? Why was that?
Because the jinns, they try to try as possible to listen to what's happening above the sky.
And when did that end? When did that end? They used to.
When the Qur'an.
When the Quran was revealed, yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about three purposes to do with the star. The first one is beautification. وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ, which is the first one. The stars are there to beautify the first sky, the first heaven. The second one is also بِمَصَابِيحَ وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينَ. It is also to whip the shayateen away, so they can't listen to the revelation. We know from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that the jinn, they used to get so high, even to the heavens. وَأَنَّا لَمَسْنَا السَّمَاءَ فَوَجَدْنَاهَا مُلِئَتْ حَرَسًا شَدِيدًا وَشُهُبًا. They used to go and listen to the angels. And lastly, it is also used as ways for those who are traveling, to direct them. They are the three purposes of the stars. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts Surah Al-Buruj by saying, وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ. Anyone knows the meaning of وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ?
By the sky containing great stars.
Yes, by the sky that holds up the stars. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ.
By the promised day.
By the promised day. Which day does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers over here? وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. The day of judgment, yes. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. And this is the promised day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us. يَوْمُ الْقِيَامَةِ. The disbeliever used to say to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, مَا هَذَا الْوَعْدِ. When will it be? إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Allah said, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ قَالُوا يَا وَيْلَنَا مَنْ بَعَثَنَا مِنْ مَرْقَدِنَا هَذَا مَا وَعَدَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ. This is the promise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised, and the Mursalun, the messenger, they told us the truth. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ, it referred to يَوْمُ الْقِيَامَةِ, the day of judgment. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ.
And by the witness, what is witnessed?
Yes, and by the witness and what is witnessed. These also are 2 days. Which days? وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. They are narrated in a hadith.
One of them is Yawm al-Qiyamah.
No, Yawm al-Qiyamah is the previous day. No.
Would one be Friday?
Yes. وَشَاهِد referred to Yawm al-Jum'ah. Allah's messenger said in the narration that there is no day better when the sun is rising or set except that Yawm al-Jum'ah, except the day of Friday. Anyone who asks for anything khair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless them with it. And anyone who seeks for protection against any evil, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect them from that evil. And that's Yawmun Jum'ah. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. What about وَمَشْهُود? Which day is that? It is the best day in Islam. Yes, it is the day of Yawm al-Arafah. Yawm al-Arafah. Anyone knows the history of Yawm al-Arafah? The history of Yawm
al-Arafah. Was the day that Islam was perfected? Was the day that Islam was perfected?
Okay, indeed. What else?
Was it when Prophet Muhammad was delivering his final speech?
Delivery, yes. What else?
Was it when Adam and Hawa they met?
Yes.
That stone, big stone.
Now,
that's why it's called Yawm al-Arafah.
Yeah, the day of gathering. Yes. And it is one of the special days. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends from the heavens in a way that suits Him every single night, except for one day. And that's Yawm al-Arafah. On the day of Arafah, Allah descends during the day and does not descend in any other day except for Yawm al-Arafah. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. And by those who are witness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He descends on Yawm al-Arafah, upon those mountains of Arafah, He will ask the angel, do you see my servant asking for forgiveness? And they're repenting to me, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to this day, Yawm al-Arafah. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. Further on, a couple of verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about a story. The story of who? Anyone?
The little boy, the monk, and
the king and the sorcerer and the magician. Yeah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them by saying, قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَن يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ الَّذِي لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمَ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the people of the ditch, Ashabul Ukhdud. Allah said, cursed are the people of the ditch. Ashabul Ukhdud, Allah has cursed them. Bimada, why has He cursed them? The Prophet ﷺ narrates a narration reported by Imam Ahmad on the authority of Shuhaib. He said that the Prophet ﷺ said, during the previous time, the people that came before you, there was a king and he had a sorcerer, a magician. And this magician was approaching an old age. So this magician said, O king, why don't you bring me a young boy that could inherit this knowledge? That could inherit this knowledge from me so he could teach other people. So the king thought this is a good idea. Therefore, he appointed a boy and he commanded him to learn from this magician. This magician used to live quite a bit far, so every single time this boy used to travel. Whenever he used to travel, before getting to the destination of this magician, he used to see a monk, a religious leader, someone who was studying Al-Islam. So this religious leader will teach him something, and then he will go to the magician and he will also be taught other aspect of magic. So every single time he used to do this for a long period until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to test him. One of the days during his time, in his community, there was a beast or an animal that came in front of the road and people were blocked from the road. So this boy said, today will be the day that I could try out the knowledge that I've learned from the magician and that I've learned from the religious leader. So he tried out the knowledge from the religious leader. He threw something and then he said, before throwing, he said, in the name of Allah, and then he threw it. And then he killed that animal. And people were allowed to pass through. So he said, wow, from those two knowledge, it seems that the religious leader, he taught me the authentic knowledge, the knowledge that will benefit me. So after a while, one of the leaders that used to be under the king, he was a blind man. He heard about this boy that he could cure people and all that stuff. So he went to this boy and said, oh, I brought you all of this gift. If you can cure me from my blindness, I will give it to you. He said, I can't cure. لا شفاء إلا شفاءك شفاء لا يغادر سقما. The shifa comes from Allah. I am only a means. I am only a means. So he said to him, if you believe in Allah and then you supplicate to Allah, Allah will cure you from it. So he believed in Allah and he supplicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he was cured. And one day he just went to the castle, to the palace of the king, and he sat next to him. And the king said, since when can you see? Since when? When did this happen? And then he said, since my Lord has allowed me to do it. And then he asked, do you have a Lord beside me? The king thought that he was the Lord. He said, yes, my Lord is also your Lord, your Allah. And then he ordered him, who taught you this knowledge? He said, it was the little boy. And then the little boy was called. And then the little boy was said, so I used to send it to the magician, and the magician taught you this? He said, no, it was the monk. And then the monk was called. So they were commanded to disbelieve in Al-Islam, in believing in him as the Lord. So therefore he took the first one, the one who was leading. He said, if you don't believe in me, I will get rid of you. He said, I believe in Allah. And then he slashed him in half. And then the boy was seeing this one. And then the monk was commanded to disbelieve and to bring him to a high mountain, also slashed, very on the top of the mountain. So this boy was brought to on the top of the mountain, and then he thought nobody could save me in this situation except for Allah. And then he said, oh Allah, the one that I worship, save me from them in any way that you wish. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the mountain to shake, and it shook, all of them fell except for him. So the boy, out of confidence, he returned back to the king. And then the king said, what happened to your companions? He said, they're all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved me from them. And I said, okay, you. He ordered another group of soldiers, take him to the middle of the sea, and then make him over there, throw him in the middle of the sea. So they took this boy, and then the boy also in the middle of the sea. He said, oh Allah, the one who I worship, please save me from them in any way that you wish it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him, and he made the rest of them drown in the ocean. And then the boy made his way back to the king. And then the king said, what happened? What's wrong with you? He said, if you want to kill me, there is only one way that you can kill me. He said, gather a group of people in public, and then tie me on a tree, and then take this arrow and throw it in my face. But before you throw, you have to say, Bismillah wa Rabbul Ghulam. In the name of Allah and by the Lord of this boy. So this king said, okay, I will do it. So he gathered a lot of people that day. And then he took this little boy, he was roped on a tree. He took this arrow, and then he said, Bismillah wa Rabbul Ghulam, and he threw it, and it hit him in the face, and then this boy died. But this boy used the hikmah, and wisdom was to convey Islam to the rest of the people. So when the king said, Bismillah, in the name of Allah, the Lord of this, the Lord of this boy, all of the people saw this, and they say, we believe in the Lord of this boy. They start believing. From this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, those who try the believing man and the believing woman, ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا, and they do not cease their action, فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمْ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ. From this, he thought that a lot of people believed in Allah, and he started commanding them to disbelieve in Allah and to believe in Him. So he dug a ditch, a huge one, with fire underneath, and then he threw one by one, dying. And then there is in the narration said that there was a mother with a little baby, and this little baby couldn't talk at that time. And then the mother was hesitating. Should I throw myself in the fire, or should I believe in this king? And then the boy said to the mother, be patient, mom, you open the truth. And then they all went through. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in this surah, basically the moral of the entire surah is the tawheed of Allah, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The message of this surah is, no matter what you have in life, whether you become successful, whether you become famous, know that all those blessings is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. And if you were to count the bounties and the favors of Allah, you will never be able to count them. The moral of the story is, whatever you are given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, never acknowledge it that is from yourself. Never think that because of myself, I studied until I got PhD. What do you expect, man? I'm the smartest person over here. Do you understand? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us to humble ourselves. إِنَّ بَطْشَ رَبِّكَ لَشَدِيدٌ. Allah says, إِنَّ بَطْشَ رَبِّكَ لَشَدِيدٌ. Anyone? The meaning
of punishment of your Lord is severe.
Yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, for indeed your punishment, the punishment of your Lord is severe and painful. إِنَّهُ هُوَ يُبْدِئُ وَيُعِيدُ. إِنَّهُ هُوَ يُبْدِئُ وَيُعِيدُ. Come from the word badi'. Badi', and badi' can lead to bid'ah. Bid'ah is something which is new. إِنَّهُ هُوَ يُبْدِئُ وَيُعِيدُ. For indeed, Allah is the one who created you for the first time, and it is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will resurrect you on the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, بَدِيعُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُنْ. So He is the originator of the entire creation. إِنَّهُ هُوَ يُبْدِئُ وَيُعِيدُ وَهُوَ الْغَفُورُ الْوَدُودُ.
He is the most forgiving and the most loving.
Yes, He is the most forgiving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said Al-Ghafur. After He mentioned the punishment, He always informs us about His mercy. Whenever you read the Qur'an, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about punishment, the next few verses He will speak about His mercy. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful at the same time. وَهُوَ الْغَفُورُ الْوَدُودُ. Ibn Abbas, he said, Al-Wadud refer over here is Al-Habib, meaning the most loving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most loving. وَهُوَ الْغَفُورُ الْوَدُودُ ذُو الْعَرْشِ الْمَجِيدُ. ذُو الْعَرْشِ الْمَجِيدُ.
Owner of the honorable throne.
Yes, He is the owner of the honorable throne, His throne. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ.
He does as He intends.
Yes, He does whatever He wishes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another surah that upon Him is not asked what He does, but He will ask each one of us. Upon Him, there is nothing that one can ask, but He will ask each one of us. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to reflect. And then He mentions about the story of the previous nation. هَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ الْجُنُودِ. الجنود.
That says,
هَلْ أَتَاكَ.
Has they reached the story of the soldiers?
Yes. Has they reached to you the story of the horse or the soldier? هَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ الْجُنُودِ. Which story? فِرْعَوْنَ وَثَمُودَ. The story of who? Who was Fir'aun? He was a pharaoh. He is the one who proclaimed lordship. He said, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. From this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him, فَأَخَذَهُ اللَّهُ نَكَالَ الْآخِرَةِ وَالْأُولَى. He preserved his body in order for the later and the previous generation to see him. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dealt with people who transgress. وَثَمُودِ. Which people were the people of Thamud? Of Salih, yeah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about Thamud. كَذَّبَتْ ثَمُودُ بِتَقْوَاهَا إِذِ انبَعَثَ أَشْقَاهَا فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ وَسُقْيَاهَا فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَرُوهَا فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِذَنبِهِمْ فَسَوَّاهَا وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا. Allah says, فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ. Allah destroyed them. He destroyed the entire Thamud بِذَنبِهِمْ, due to their sins, فَسَوَّاهَا, and made it equal upon all of them. وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا, and upon Allah is not determined what He does. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He wishes to destroy, He will destroy. فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب. بل الذين كفروا, for indeed those who في تكذيب, they insist, they do not turn back to Allah. بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب, they insist on disbelieving and they do not turn to Allah. بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط. والله من ورائهم محيط.
Allah is over them.
Yes, Allah is over them watching. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has knowledge over them. والله من ورائهم, from behind them is watching. والله من ورائهم محيط. بل هو قرآن مجيد. Yes, this is the honorable Qur'an. في لوح محفوظ. In the preserved tablet. This Qur'an is being preserved in the preserved tablet, and no corruption can ever touch this Qur'an. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. For indeed, it is upon us that we will guard, we will protect this dhikr, this remembrance, and it is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will take care of it. لحافظون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of it. في لوح محفوظ. The completion of Surah Al-Buruj has been completed.